We're live, pal.
No. Okay. I'm just, talking to people who used to work for WWE. That's all.
Usually networking.
They don't know me yet, but
Yet. Keyword yet.
yeah,
Manifesting.
networking.
Go in there and that's what we should be doing instead of doing our podcast. We should just go in there and listen to Bob Proctor.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not that I have anything against that. I just thought it was funny yesterday.
Well, she was giving you crap.
Yeah, I know.
She was like, "You should be manifesting." You're like, "I'm literally working."
Yeah, I literally just finished a video and uploaded it to YouTube. I manifested. It's been manifested.
Something touched my leg.
Well, we can stay down there and on your side, and that's fine.
I was like, "Oh, I must have dropped a drop of liquid."
Yeah, no,
But-
it's sealed.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Maybe a piece of paper or plastic, or I don't
Could've
know.
been Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, ghost of my hamster when I was 12.
Oh.
Sometimes he manifests and touches
He's-
other men's legs.
He's feasting on my leg.
He'd have those little chompers. Little fucker like to bite.
Oh, I feel like getting bitten,
Bitten.
boat.
Get
By
bit by a hamster.
I got bit by a hamster. I can't help. The wee bastard took a chunk off my leg. But no, she was giving you crap because she's like, you should be manifesting. Like, what a way to turn somebody off to something
Yeah.
by immediately starting off. I'm like, well, he's gonna hate Bob Proctor now.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything against Bob Proctor. I just like to give her shit back. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
No, the chapter number 10 of
Mhm.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
He, I was gonna say, Bob gave me at a seminar that I attended
Yeah.
at Bob Proctor on my chair was a little booklet, and it was
He
entitled.
gave it to you. That counts.
Yeah, I mean, in a way,
Yeah. He
Um,
manifested it to you.
he did.
Yeah.
He just thought about it. A little booklet. Law of attraction.
Get rid of his money. He's sacrificing himself.
He sacrificed himself. Off camera, I was attempting a very poor 12-year-old Daniel Radcliffe from the Sorcerer's Stone. However old he was.
Probably around 12. That sounds about right.
Yeah, judging by his voice, that sounds about
Yeah.
right. But it was just one chapter from the book Think and Grow
Mm-hmm.
Rich, and it was entitled Persistence.
Yeah.
And he said, I challenge you to read that, just that one chapter, once a day for 30 days. He goes, and then just watch what happens to your life.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, nothing has reprogrammed me more than that.
I thought you were gonna. When I tell you nothing happened, I
I mean, I read it for 130 days.
Yeah.
And literally nothing happened. No, talk about reprogramming.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Now it's like, I'm convinced that if somebody has done it on planet Earth before, I can do that.
Oh yeah.
It's my drive to do it.
Yeah.
We're not going to go that serious starting off, but I just wanted to throw that down.
Yeah. No.
I think you should read that chapter when it comes to what we're doing.
Fuck Bob Proctor and his dusty old balls. I just needed to lighten the mood for a second. We were getting heavy. Fucking creating shit. And we're over here like, nah, we're not about creating stuff. We're here to goof off.
Bob Proctor does.
Read that for 30 days.
I shook his hand once in Las
Uh-huh.
Vegas, and now I want to meet him again to just say, F you, Bob, and your dusty old balls, just to get the reaction. Because everybody's flocking to him.
Yeah.
Mr. Proctor, you changed my life and all this, and just thank you for the words of wisdom, and I just, you and your dusty old ball, just
He'd probably have a lot of respect for you. I doubt he gets that a lot.
he'd probably just start crying.
Yeah.
And go, thank you for changing this up. This whole dog and pony
God.
show. You know how many hands I've had to shake and nod my head and say you're welcome?
When I should have been dusting my balls.
You're right, young man.
You changed my life.
Thank you. Come, sit under my learning tree.
Bob Proctor at 95 years old in his deathbed talking about yeah, young Josh Oglesby really helped me and my balls.
I leave all of my assets to him.
And my feather duster.
A trust fund for his daughter. And my gold feather duster. My gold feather duster
His
made
golden
of platinum.
Swiffer.
Oh, the program that your wife is listening to is called You Were Born Rich.
Yeah?
But you end up, I'm going to say You Were Born Rich sequel, but you end up dusty. Oh, our Miss Marie Shadows responded with a chapter.
Oh. That's cool. I got a work email.
Oh, well, I also got a spam call and a spam voicemail.
Oh, nah.
We're not worried about that
You know
kind
what's
of
not
voicemail.
spam? This
This intro.
Hey.
While we were talking, and I need to download that. I don't actually have that downloaded or loaded in. What was that? Restart to install the latest Windows at this fucking computer and all these Windows updates.
Well, have you done it yet?
No. I'm not gonna. Well, I need to download. Anyways, continue. We're gonna.
Okay.
I don't know where to segue into after Bob's balls. Like,
I don't either. But salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS podcast where we create stuff. Or if you're Trey,
create shit. What is that?
it's
Ryan
Ryan talking.
voicemail.
I didn't mean to hit play. And today we've got our hands absolutely full with someone that Trey's familiar with, is a creator.
Yeah.
Yes, I will let you introduce them since you were familiar with this creator.
It's probably not going to load, so we're going to have to end the voicemail segment.
Okay.
Maskino.
Maskino.
The wondrous Maskino. Lovable internet dad to all. So you can find him on the YouTubes. He is a horror narrator, though he hasn't done a whole lot of narrations here recently. He's also taken a little bit of a hiatus like I have. So you can also find him on Twitch, and we'll dive into that a little bit later, but just a little teasy tease there so that you know what you're looking out for.
Yes, and like I was saying earlier, I'm looking forward to hearing about this individual and looking into their content, because I too would like to see myself, or think of myself as an internet dad.
An internet dad, that's what I was saying, yeah. From hush puppy to internet dad, the transcendence.
The transcendence. I'm gonna write a book.
You are?
Nope.
No.
Probably not.
It's hard. Like, it's hard work. Like, I have mad respect for those that write.
It'd be really hard for me to write a book about my transcendence from
Hush puppy to father.
to internet, to father to all of the.
All of the internet. You'd have a lot of material, and the internet's a big place.
Well, yeah. But I feel like the story of why I would want to transcend would be a very short one.
Yeah.
I mean, if I
Still a
wrote a book,
story.
it would be my life.
Yeah, it would be the why. Well, yeah, that's the like the whole thing is a transcendence. The why is just a small part of the
That's
whole.
the centerpiece, and I'll add the fixings around the centerpiece of the table. I'll
Yeah.
serve up the juicy gravy mashed potatoes. That could be the wrestling portion of my life.
The wrestling portion, then you can go into the Twitch streaming portion.
The fruit bowl could be
Fruit bowl.
health and nutrition.
Get out of here. I see what you did there.
And then the dried turkey carcass could be, well, if you know, you might have a good guess on what part of my life that would be.
There's a name for it, but I'm not going to throw it out there.
Yeah. Oh, me. So.
Almost.
Wow.
Oh, do you have any jokes? Shh. We also have that other thing that we threw together that we never do.
Oh, that
Yeah.
on the right?
Yeah, right there on the right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've never done it. I'd have to do a little bit of prep.
That's fine. I'm not saying we have to do it right this second. I'm just saying I forgot that it was there, and I made it.
You did make it. It's great. for those of you listening and watching, if you don't know what we're talking about, but it is Joke of the Day. And
It's time for
like I've said before on one of these episodes, from time to time I will stand up from my office, poke my head around the corner
Yep.
in Trey's house, and look at him, and just...
Would be dead in the windows of my soul.
Yep. Because when you see my head pop around, you know it's
Yeah.
going to be a terrible joke.
Or you're going to just let one rip.
Yep. Yeah, or that. And I give him a very dad-esque joke.
Yeah.
I think they're
See,
hilarious.
that right there, that's part of your transcendence. The dad jokes with the joke of the day.
It's part of
How
it.
one man became father to millions.
Wow. That makes me want to live that life now. You gave me a goal, like I want it.
Faux father to millions.
Faux father.
Faux father.
Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, well, because faux, like it's not real. Like faux
Right.
mother.
But
So
those
faux
two
father.
words. But
Oh yeah, no, I'm merging them. I like alliteration.
Okay, faux father.
Yeah.
I like it too. I'll be your faux father.
No, that's weird.
Especially when I say it like that.
I'll be your faux father.
I'll be your faux father, baby.
Yeah, faux father.
Oh.
So there's like a 92% chance that this is gonna play as soon as I
You want
do this. So
You want a daddy, but you need a faux father. You want a daddy, but you need a father. That'll be my new tagline from now on.
Josh Oglesby, faux father. You need a daddy. What did you say? You want a daddy, but you need a father.
It's the most unsexual sexual thing ever. It's like to all you teenage girls out there shaking your rear ends on TikTok. You
Brush
want-
your teeth.
Brush your teeth and go to bed at a reasonable time, young lady. You want a daddy, but you need a father.
Man, I wish this computer wasn't so
See,
slow.
If we were smart, that would be a that would be a TikTok. video.
TikTok? It can be a TikTok. And we're going to mark it now, Mr. Editor, so that you can... I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
We're what?
Hold back.
We're what? 13 minutes into this? I don't scrub. Like, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, all right, this intro, I can cut it right here. And I go to the very end and I just kind of turn up the music a little bit so that it sounds fine, or turn it down. However, I mix some levels with music, and then, yeah, fuck the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Ooh.
Ooh. So,
It tasted bad.
you know, it didn't taste bad. That was last night's dinner, which we discussed our new plan moving forward.
Yes, we did. I was thinking dinner. I was like, what did we discuss dinner plans? Like, I was like,
Which we discussed over dinner.
yeah, no, I do remember that. I also remember getting scolded and chastised because I was eating a burger. Because it was just a little pink in the middle.
Oh,
Yeah. I was like, if I can eat a steak that was pink in the middle, I was like, I feel like hamburger means the same.
I was with you on that. I'm
Yeah.
just I try not to take sides. I'm like a
Take my side, damn it.
now unless we're in the kitchen. Something about being in the kitchen. Anytime you and Morgan get into an argument or conversation about something,
I was just say argument's a little far.
yeah, y'all
A
never
little stretch.
argue.
It's me.
A debate,
Yeah.
banter.
It's usually me being an asshole.
Well, so I normally
Way to not take sides, man.
yeah, but no, I always like Morgan and I can be talking and like you'll be in the living room, what we having a conversation. We'll just be agreeing on everything.
Yeah.
You walk in and start saying something, and I'm like, you know, Morgan, he's right, and I just completely take your side, and she's like, what's happening? I'm being cornered. I'm like, well, be right more often.
Yeah. Yeah. Step your game up.
Step your game up,
You welcome to the big leagues now, boy.
boy.
Hey, motherfucker.
Ryan's voicemail segment.
last night we went out for a nice dinner.
We did. We went to Din Din.
I thought I was going to get to know some of your friends.
Did not happen.
No, they got themselves a table.
Apparently, there's a restaurant in town. It rhymes with Smex's Duty House, and they can't sit 10 people.
No, because
I don't know why.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Well, so what's funny is, did you hear? No, I guess you weren't listening. So Brian used to work there. I work here for a number. I told him that, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "We used to sit 15 people at a time," and I was like, "Okay, I thought so." Anyways, so yeah, they had to split us up into 2 tables.
What did you say, Brian?
Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was Brian. No, so yeah, they split us up into 2 tables, and then there's like a 40-minute wait in between. So like they got seated at 6, and we were seated probably like
9:30. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. It would have been too bad if it wasn't outside in July heat in South Carolina.
Yeah, there was that little part.
Yeah.
We walk in, they're over there having their cold water.
We're sweating bullets.
Yeah, and they're smiling. Hey, we finally made it in.
Hey, fuckers. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's
No,
your food?
It was good though. Like the food was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I've had way worse.
Yeah.
It was a lot of food for me.
Really?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the steak kebab.
Steak kebabs.
Steak kebab. But yeah, we were outside, and Morgan and your daughter were inside.
We were manifesting.
We were game planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
The law of attraction works if you do. There's that caveat. You
Yeah.
can't just sit in your house and think about money and you're gonna get it.
Yeah, that's a little hoodoo for you.
A little hoodoo. It's being in the right vibration. So we were manifesting and actively planning. And I think that plan was, well, by the time you're watching this, it will have been out for about 5 days, 4 days. The Happy Birthday America video.
Happy birthday, America.
Which is by far, and either you said it or Ryan said it, I believe that's the best that's the best thing we've put out.
Oh, that's who said that? Oh, Brian. Brian said it. He goes, "That's the best thing I've ever seen you make. Like, that's the best thing you've ever made."
Oh, like you in general?
He literally looked at me and goes, yeah. He looked at me and goes, "That's the best thing you've ever made."
It's quite spicy.
Yeah.
It's really well done. I mean,
the commitment with the gut, like,
well, that too.
that's spicy.
That was spicy.
There's sex appeal in that video.
There really is, and just the overall vibe, the energy was so good.
Yeah.
It was just whenever I saw the opening shot of you spinning the basketball,
dude,
and
right?
that Yankee Doodle Dandy trap remix,
the
the drop, I was like, this is gold.
Yep.
I mean, my heart fluttered that second when I saw it.
Yeah, I lined it up and I was like, "Oh, this fucks." Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, "Okay, like this is it."
Raw.
And for those of you watching, I encourage you to look behind me with the basketball and see that nice high jump of yours, of Josh's. It was so, like, I feel like it's a little overshadowed because I am in the forefront with the basketball, and it's like that's the basketball is bright. It's, it's red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like, it draws your eye, and it's the motion. Like, if you're not paying attention, you almost don't even notice you in the background.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of like doing your own little thing.
You see something because I'm wearing the pink shorts.
But like, definitely check out the high jump. I think that's underrated.
Yeah.
You got pretty high in the air there. Like, watch it back. You got a little air.
It was a nice little cheerleader.
Yeah.
Jump with the arms back. I'm a little too good at it.
Yeah.
Anytime, like, I feel like I've done that jump at different moments in my life.
Yeah.
And so I just knew exactly what I needed to do in that moment.
Fair. I think it's cool too that, like, I didn't think about this while we shot it. That's what I had planned to talk about this video too on this podcast, just the kind of the background and how the frame of mind and everything that went as a creative podcast and talking about creating things. I thought it would be beneficial, like from the get go. Like,
it's totally my fault too.
Anyways, I thought this is something I didn't think about when we were in the planning stages. But we each share a very, very equally weighted screen time. Like at no
With
point
that particular video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like at no point do I watch it and go, "Oh man, I think I put too much of myself in this," or maybe I need to put another shot of me in there so that there's more Josh. Like in my opinion, like watching it, I felt very equal. Like I think we shared screen time very well.
I'm glad you think that, because there was a bit of a concern on my end that I had too much.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was having the taco scene to myself.
Oh,
and
yeah.
me on the roof. I felt like after watching it, I felt a little, because I don't. Is there a scene that I'm not in and it's just you? I don't think there is. It's. I don't think there's one where
No,
it's
but
just you.
I feel like I am the forefront.
Of the start.
Yeah,
with the
like at the
basketball.
start, yeah, and then like I'm grilling my hand, like that's a very, very me focused. Like you're there, but you're like in the background,
Yeah.
and like I could have been behind you on the roof, but we didn't have anybody else to shoot it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like it just like logistically we couldn't do it.
It was really up in there who was going to do the taco scene anyways.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
I don't.
it was a 50-50.
You want to do it? I want to
Yeah.
do it. Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So run back from the beginning.
Yeah.
How all of this started, so that people can kind of get an idea of our creative process and how these things work.
Yes, and to me, this is gold.
Yeah.
The story you're about to share, this is gold. This is what makes up this podcast.
So
This is what makes us, and why I love doing a creator content podcast.
Yeah. So I'm chilling in there in the living room watching My Hero Academia, and you come in. Where were you?
I think I went for my run.
Yeah, and you were like,
It was the 4th of July.
Yeah, you were like, there's a lot of people out. Like
For the-
yeah,
for
you're like for the 4th.
July.
I figured they'd be anywhere. You go, but anyways. So I had an idea, and I was like, okay, pause, and you kind of went into detail that you saw these two chairs, like these
Bright colored.
Yeah, these bright colored chairs.
Basking in the sun.
Yeah, and you were like, we need to do something like we need like a 4th of July video. And you go ahead and explain your initial idea, and then how we expounded upon that. Because I don't really remember too much of the initial idea. I know we're sitting there, like kind of like we're hungover, quote unquote, or we're just like we're recovering from the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were gonna do this as like a quick 15-second ad, like a quick pow 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 in your face, like.
Yeah.
Like that was the plan, and that was kind of the idea to begin with. And so it started as this catalyst of have a good 4th of July, ?
Yep.
And then
Quick flashes of randomness. Now I had a different idea that was
there
tame.
wasn't even flashes of randomness. I don't remember what the original was. It may have just been us being like and that was just the full 15 seconds, and then like I think it was originally like we didn't or something, or like we kind of had, it was kind of up in the air like what the answer to the question was.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really a concern. Like we could figure that out in post. Like we'll figure out the wording and that. So that wasn't really a concern. But I think it was just us just feeling terrible.
It was either going to be that or us sitting at the little. I saw the chairs.
Yeah.
I knew we didn't have chairs that look like that.
Yeah.
But we have your daughter's tiny little miniature picnic table with a little umbrella.
Yeah.
And I figured you and I could be sitting at the picnic table and just have a very. That was going to be the thing. Have a very boring 4th of July.
That's right.
Us.
Like with the,
Yeah, we're sitting there just kind of eating hot dogs, just kind of like looking around. We're very bored. Like have a good 4th.
Yeah.
And it's just one shot of us.
Yeah.
Have a good 4th. Take a bite of a hot dog. You offer me a bag of chips.
That was it. Yeah.
I was gonna, sure. And be like, we didn't.
Yeah.
Come hang Fridays at noon. CS podcast. It's just something quick that we could do and post that day or the next day or
Yeah.
something.
Just real quick.
Yeah. And then I thought, well, we could be hungover.
Yeah.
Quote hungover.
Yeah. That's what started it, because you were like, oh, we could go that route, and I was like,
and have
what if
flashes.
Yeah.
Really quick flashes.
And I looked at you and I said,
or what if we just made a full-on video?
yeah, and I was like, well, I said, what if we just flew in on an eagle?
There was that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, this is going to be so much more effort and work.
Yeah.
This was not what I had in mind originally, but you ran with it, and I'm like, let's do it.
And I think that's a good example of like, there's no idea that, especially when it comes to creating, There's no idea that's too stupid or too unobtainable to an extent. Now, as far as like it could be like monetary reasons, like I don't know, we couldn't actually get an eagle, but I could Photoshop an eagle in. Or
Well, if you're your friend Mannion, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
yeah, he might have an eagle. I know he's got a hearse.
He literally has a hearse.
Yeah, which we do need to do something with someday.
We
If you're
really
watching, I need your hearse. But yeah, like when you're in that early pre-planning stages, like don't discount anything or discredit anything. Like just throw it all on the table. You'd be surprised at how a simple 15-second video might turn into a minute and 15 masterpiece.
I'm glad you look at it that way because I throw a lot your way.
Yeah,
And
I'm used to it. Like I'm a backboard for that kind of stuff. Like I roll with it.
Yeah. And I know you're into an idea whenever you go and then or
Yeah.
you add to it and I'm
Yeah.
like, now we're cooking.
Now, okay, he's figured it out.
Now we're cooking. This is what he likes because that's what your brain latched onto. You
Yeah.
might hear me say 5 things. Number 3, your brain goes, we can add that to that, and then we're off to the races.
It's like Legos.
Numbers 1, 2, 4, and 5 kind of become obsolete unless
Yeah.
it becomes a part of number 3.
And yeah, unless we somehow we repurpose it.
Yep, we repurpose
And
it.
don't be afraid to repurpose ideas. Like that's a cool thing too. Or come back to it. Like it may be like we look at that video where it's us really boringly eating a hot dog or something. We could totally use that in the future for something.
Yeah.
I don't know what. And I may not know what for another year, but it may come back to us one day. Remember, if we're just eating hot dogs, like, oh yeah, that would be perfect for this.
I love the idea that there's going to be so much content that we can look at 3 years from now.
I thought about that.
We're going to forget about so much stuff.
Yeah, it pops up and people are like, yeah, you remember that 4th of July video? Like, oh my god, like
Wait, we totally forgot about that. Remember the Bored with Work video?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, that's so old. And
So-
we're just gonna have hours of fun looking back.
And
Our daughters
Oh, I thought about that.
are
Like,
going to have a field day.
maybe, or they're just gonna pray that none of their
Nobody
friends
ever
find
discovers it. It's gonna be really it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Just like pro wrestling. I talked to you, but
Yeah.
was it you and I that had
We
this
just,
stuff
I think
about
we discussed it on this podcast.
about how pro wrestling's really cool as a kid. You become too cool for it around
Yeah,
7th,
we
8th
may not have
grade.
discussed it on the podcast, but we've had that discussion a couple
Recently,
of times.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you become 22 to 25, it starts to become cooler again.
Yep.
Or cool again. Or the older you get, the more
Yeah.
you just say, screw it, I enjoy watching this.
Yeah,
It's
you become more true to
entertainment.
yourself.
Yeah. But no, there's going to be so much content. So anyways, back to
Back to the video.
I
So
had an idea for a TikTok.
yeah,
Just what's better than eating a hot dog taco? A hot dog taco on a roof. And
Yeah.
just zoom out. There's a video. Repurpose it.
Yep.
For that.
yeah, and so we started brainstorming like what would happen in this little montage, and it was supposed to be like quick flashes, and that
It was
It turned into
supposed
so
to.
much more when I got in the editing bay and started doing stuff with it.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like quick, like half a second, 1 second flashes of like just
America
stupid stuff. Yeah,
just brash
yeah.
in your face.
We were gonna have like guns, like and
smoke flares,
Yeah.
like red, white, and blue
yeah.
smoke flares.
We were gonna fuck a Roman candle, like
You were gonna.
I was gonna fuck a Roman candle. I was like, "What's America?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like I don't know. Like it was just we were throwing out ideas, all these little things. We were like, okay. I was like, all right. Well, I was like, well, what about a pool? I was like, my parents have a pool. I was like, we gotta do something to the pool. We ended up doing most of the stuff at the pool. Like a lot of our really good shots came from the pool.
Which was, I mean,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Shout out to Shane for handling the camera on that one.
Yeah, thank you, Shaner.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So that was kind of like it was the pre-planning, figuring out, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
But it was all. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But to like, what was the kickoff for it?
Mhm.
Which I find is becoming a theme with us when it comes to inspiration.
Yeah.
Is music. And we both agreed. I think you might have mentioned it first. Having some kind of like insane remix of America the Beautiful,
or some kind of
Star Spangled Banner,
like a dubstep remix or like.
And we found some good ones.
Yeah, but they just didn't. When you found that, like, I was like, my heart wasn't really set on any of them, but I was kind of like, I like this dub stuff, like this is all right. And then you hit that Yankee Doodle trap remix, and I was like, oh buddy, this is it.
I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, so what's less obvious than America the Beautiful, Star Spangled Banner, whatever. And then I thought, Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yeah. There's a remix of Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I'm so glad you thought of it.
Because it was the first one or second one that came up, and I hit it. And I heard something told me it was going to be like money.
Yeah.
When I just heard the Yankee Doodle, and there was no music. I'm like, the music is about to come screaming in.
Yeah.
And then it does, and I'm like, perfect. Daddy's
Monday.
home. Monday. Daddy's home.
Yeah, it was. You showed it to me, and like immediately I was like, "That's the song.
That's it.
Like that's what we're doing this to."
Yeah. Oh, I can hear it now. I want to watch the video again. I love that video.
I've watched it a number of times myself. Well, obviously, sitting in there editing, I had that because I would have to like I'd back up and line stuff up, and then it'd be. Yankee Doodle, and I was just like, it just stuck in my head.
I'm over there playing zombies right behind you, and I heard it, just as much as you did, and I'm like, man,
it just gets stuck.
Really, never got old either.
Yeah, no, it really didn't. And what was I going to say? Oh, so
I didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
that's great because the first like video we did
that bump he took.
I knocked myself a little loopy. Like I had a headache for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy I didn't have to get that hurt.
Yeah.
Other than you throwing the ball at my face. And was it the last? It was
the very
one.
last one. The one we used it.
Yeah,
that's the one that we used.
One. And
so when you're watching that, you should know that
when that ball hits my face, it hits the can, and the rim of the can like jabbed my tooth.
Yeah.
And like, if you know me and my history with dental issues, I don't need any more dental issues. And it just went pop, and
that was probably my spiciest throw too. Like I put a little heat on that one.
I wanted you to beam me with it. It's a ball.
Well, I know, but I felt bad. Like the first one wasn't very good. Like even watching it back, I could tell it was just kind of like it barely it just kind of And I
knew I was going to sell it. I was going to sell it like I'd been shot with a gun.
Yeah. And I was banking on that, and I was like, then the second throw I threw it a little bit harder, and then the third throw I went, fuck it.
You went full send.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, it just got to a certain point, it was right up, and I was like, this is it. And I beamed it right at your face.
The times I've been forearmed and kicked legitimately in the head by people who don't know how to pull punches and don't know how to pull kicks.
Yeah.
I'm like, an inflatable ball, it hit me.
And fun fact about that shot, that's Nat sound too. That ball whacking, that ball hit sound.
I thought you added something.
Nope, I just turned it up so that it was a little bit louder.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all natural, baby.
Perfect. It was perfect.
So this was all, by the way, shot on my phone. We shot the whole thing on
gorgeous
because I was like, I don't feel like getting the camera out. I was like, I don't know how good my camera is going to be. I was like, my phone shoots in 4K. I was like, that's better than my 1080p Nikon.
Right.
So I was like, I'll make it work. And it's so light and portable, and we can just take it. It's less equipment to have to carry around.
Right.
So I was like, we'll be good. So yeah, we thought about we'd gone through what if we had a football, running to football, because I had my because that was my thought. I was like, what am I gonna wear? Because we were I was like, I don't own anything. I don't own an American flag T-shirt. I don't have American flag apparel.
I don't either.
And so we had I was driving into work that day on 4th of July because running the NASCAR race for the radio station, and I heard on the radio they're like, oh yeah, Old Navy, $5 for American flag shirts, and I was like, I texted you when I got to the radio station, like, hey, I heard this on the radio. We need to stop by Old Navy on the way, or once I get done. And you're like, I'm probably gonna head up there. So you went to Old Navy, found this nice NSYNC T-shirt.
Oh, that's right.
For
$3.47.
Right. So yeah, I got this NSYNC T-shirt.
Yeah. Shout out to Old Navy for not being able to sell your NSYNC shirts and giving it to us for a few bucks,
Yeah.
which is hilarious because you almost didn't get it.
Yeah.
I got up to the cash register, forgot my wallet at home. I told the girl behind the cash register, I said, I am so sorry, I do not have my wallet. I'm going to go to my car and check to see if it's there. I knew it wasn't.
Yeah.
But just by some, like, it's like maybe I'll come up with something on the way to the car. And I'm walking back and I'm like, maybe I have a little bit of cash in my center console.
Yeah.
And I did. I had $4 exactly and took it back inside. And she was like, did you find your wallet? I'm like, nope, I left it at home. I drove here illegally. But I do have money to buy that sweet, sweet shirt.
So I got that shirt, but didn't really find any good. Like they all screamed Old Navy.
They
like,
all had $5 for a shirt.
Yeah, which I mean,
Cool.
maybe that's American. Like that's capitalism, maybe. That's corporation. That's money. That's
that
Old
sure
Navy
is.
right there. I mean, I can see that. But,
$5 a shirt. You know those things sold like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Just because they're.
But I wanted
$5.
like if I could have done it over and changed one thing, I would have had like a full on American flag tank top. Like that's what I pictured.
The only thing American flag that I own is an American flag tank top. It's all blue.
Yeah.
But it's like a faded blue and it's like American flag on the front. And Ayla's first trip to the beach, I wore it. I don't have a clue where it's at.
So that would have been my, like if I would have
That'd
done
be
it.
perfect.
But I was like, so what would I? And I was like, football's American. I was like, and I was digging through my closet. I was like, man, I don't know what I have. And I saw my jersey, my Jerome Bettis jersey, and I was like, that's it. I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll this baby up. You know how because I didn't want to a lot of times I cut it off so it's a crop top. I'm not gonna cut my jersey up. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I rolled it up and tied it in the back.
Yes, you
but
did.
You couldn't see it.
Yes, you did.
And I think it worked even better because it made it tight.
That's
It wasn't just hanging. It was taut. And threw on my shorts, and then I actually wore your socks.
That's right. My wrestling.
It was between your wrestling socks and my wife's pink
Victoria's
Victoria's Secret pink brand socks. They're white. Yeah, they're over here. But those were very tight, and I was like, nah. I was like, my legs hurt. But two, I don't know. The blue just looked good.
I mean, I was personally a fan of these. That's what he could have worn, folks.
Yeah, that's what I could have worn.
Send your hate tweets at SpookYou on Twitter.
Ow. Oh, spook you! You had to wear the thigh highs, not the knee highs. Gay.
You didn't wear the white and pink Victoria's Secret. You didn't wear that? That's gay.
Yeah. So that was like figuring out the outfits, and then you were like, oh well, I've got my Hawaiian the shirt that's pretty
It's like
a grill, like a cookout.
Well, you kind of transfer from what's American to what would you wear to a party.
Yeah.
And I went with the tackiest thing I could, an orange Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Floral-esque, and with my pink retro
the swim trunks.
Yeah. And my high top Converse.
Yeah.
White.
I mean, it was a good look. It worked. That was money.
That was money.
Yeah, that was
my HWMF tank top.
Yep. So the whole look, so we even thought it through to the wardrobe, which I mean, it seems kind of an obvious well, yeah, you would think what you're gonna wear, but
there was so much thought that
there was more thought than oh, we're just gonna throw this on and look dumb or look funny. It was to look funny, but it also
had
had
a store. Yeah. Looking through the shirts, we're it says Old Navy all over it.
And I mean that may not apply to every video that you make, but if
the drama is in the details.
Yeah. For real.
Just like you said, you can't really see me you can see me in the background just fine. It's just your attention goes to you. Even after watching it 6 or 7 times, I still focus on you first.
Me too.
I know that I'm in the background, and I don't look at you until the end.
Which is great because you don't really need to look at you until the end because the jump is at the end.
Right.
So it almost worked out because that was a little bit of a bitch of a shot trying to figure out the timing to get everything.
Was.
And you were talking about it. You said it in post. You were or said it while I was editing. You're like, it's a testament to my poor basketball skills that I slowed that shot down, and the basketball still only spun for 2 seconds.
A second and a half.
Yeah.
And I was like, look how skilled you are at spinning this ball, because in slow-mo, it still only lasts a second.
And in slow-mo, it's really slow.
Yeah.
It's just...
But it worked out so good.
Yeah.
You didn't need to spin it any longer.
No, and we did a number of shots on that because we were trying to figure out the timing and like you might jump too early or like we'd get the thing, but like as soon as I went up with the ball, I'd like fumble it. Like it was a lot. But the one shot.
Which one?
So you're like, I'm gonna spin you around, and I was like, all right, and I was like, I looked at Shane and I was like, all right, I was like, ready? I was like, we're gonna film. He goes, I was like, get ready. I was like, go ahead and start rolling. Yeah, I was like, go ahead and start rolling is what I said. He goes,
I remember that.
Okay. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna take you up. You go, if you don't mind, will you jump for me so you go up light? And I was like, yeah. So I jump up, you hoist me up on your back, and I'm like, you're spinning me around in a circle, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna give it a little variation, and I'm gonna kind of go crazy here, and you kind of start teetering a little bit,
walking around,
and you set me down. And we're like, all right, we're good. Like that was,
yep.
And Shane's like, yeah, I mean, you went out of frame a little bit there. Like when we shoot it, is that a problem?
Do you just want me to follow you when we actually shoot it? And I'm like,
I was like, what? Were you? I was like, did you not record? And he goes, no. I go, why?
Why not, man?
Yeah.
So
we had to do it a second time.
Do it again. Which is fine. So one thing that I was proud of was the water fountain. Me being a human water fountain.
It looked so good too when you slow it down. It looks so good.
And then you reversed it.
Yeah.
So the shot was just going to be sorry, mic problems. It was just going to be swooping in from the bottom.
Yeah.
Us laying on the lounge chairs, and I was gonna finish taking a sip of my drink.
Yeah.
And then turn to you and throw the can at your head.
Yeah.
Which we were able to cut. You were able to cut in half and make it two totally different things, which was perfect. I think it was placed perfectly. But I was like, I've got a mouthful of drink. Like I should do something with it. I'm like, just be a little water fountain.
Yeah. You go. Hold on. Don't stop yet. I'm gonna. Or like you're like this next one. I'm gonna water fountain it. Like look, that's what it was. You go, can we do it one more time? I want to water fountain it.
And I
was like, yeah.
I had a mouthful of drink, and you were like, what is it? And I was trying to swallow it, and I held my finger up and was like, hang on, I got a thing. And Shane or you said something. I shook my head no. And you're like, do you want to do this? And no. And I put my finger up like, give me a sec. And I swallowed it. I'm like, I'm going to be a little fountain.
That's it, yeah.
And
like in post, I'm cutting that, and like
we didn't plan for that. It just happened.
And I'm cutting it, and I was like, I've got to reverse this. Like I don't know what. And that's kind of like we'll dive into post later, but I looked at it. I was like, it's got to reverse. Like it just has to.
Okay, so that is what I'm talking about when it comes to our dynamic.
Yeah.
That is what is going to make not just us, but the listeners of the CS podcast and the podcast itself. It's what's going to make it go to the freaking moon.
Yeah.
It's because in those moments, I'm like just ad-libbing, like, let me be a little fountain.
Yeah.
And then you're editing and you go, well, the fountain's got to go in reverse.
It just has
and because of that, we have that beautiful shot. It was a collective input from both of us.
Separately, collective, unintentionally.
Exactly. But here's the thing. There's been too many things that have looked amazing on camera that have been, quote, unintentional.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got to go, that is how we work together.
Well. Synergize.
And it's beautiful. It is like the perfect ebb and flow, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
And I am happy to bring.
And I think that's an important part of the just creating in general is like if you're going to be creating with somebody else, if you're creating by yourself, finding that flow, that like relying, but like having enough faith in your own skills to be able to pull off those quote unquote happy little accidents. That is
unintangible.
Unintentional. God, you did that me too.
Intangible.
Intangible? Unintentional?
No, not intentional. Like you have a tangible object.
Oh, okay. So intangible.
Intangible.
Yeah.
Gosh, that intangible it.
Yeah.
That little like magic little energy that just kind of floats around that just happens.
Well, you get it, and that's a thing that they talk about. Like you think about like athletes do it. You get in, they call it getting in the zone or in the flow. Gamers do it. Anything that requires like. So what achieves that, and this is just a quick little deviation that I've heard, is like it's challenging you just enough. Like, you're being challenged enough that you're having to put your skills to the test, but it's not so overly challenging that you're having to exercise too much of your brain. Like, it's finding this weird
That you get too stressed and you just shut
yeah,
down.
it's this weird homeostasis of like everything's just firing. And it's the perfect, because if it's too easy, then you're not challenging yourself. You don't enter that state. If it's too challenging, then it's stressful. You start overthinking.
You get bogged
But
down.
it's just the right amount of challenge. And so finding that is a good thing. Don't rely on it. But if you can find that, and that comes with honing your skills and practicing. And the more you become comfortable with doing whatever it is that you do, whether that be, I don't know, writing, building, you know,
It's
speaking.
almost like hitting like a creative momentum.
yeah,
Like hitting your creative stride.
Yeah.
You get a certain momentum because like once you and I start going,
yeah,
like when we started planning the video,
yeah,
it started off with I saw 2 colorful chairs in a front yard
Yeah.
with the sun hitting it, and I gave you my ideas. You said something. I said something. Like whatever I came up with,
it's like a weird game of Pong.
that just gets faster and faster
Yeah, yeah.
and more entertaining.
You know, and then we have the video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what our day consisted of. Just all those little noises and
yeah, the whole thing.
there's video. No, that was a really good piece of discussion
Yeah.
just now. Like hitting that creative stride. Like
And it's not just with create. Like, you can hit that stride in pretty much anything. Anything that requires you to challenge yourself enough. That's enough of a challenge. That's not over stressful or really strenuous on your body or your mind.
Yeah.
You can achieve that, whatever it is that you're doing.
I've had wrestling matches where I'll be in the middle of a match,
Yeah.
and I've had matches where I can't. Me and the other guy can't seem to get our stride.
Yeah.
We can't seem to get momentum. Can't seem to get the crowd interacting with us.
Yeah.
And it's just dead. Maybe we get them back at some point, or maybe we get them, and maybe we don't. It's just kind of a normal match.
Yeah.
But there's been times where I'm just so in sync, pun not intended, with the crowd,
uh-huh.
and the chemistry between me and the other guy
Mhm.
is just flowing. And
Yeah.
then I'll call something on the fly that we didn't discuss in the back
Yeah.
because it just feels right. He responds a certain way or takes it a certain way.
Yeah.
He comes back with something, and it's like for the rest of the match we can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Armachain's very first match, Jacob Armachain, who we need to have on.
We do.
I hooked him for a suplex. I knew he was going to reverse it.
Yeah.
Like, I was not going to hit this move. I was like, I really want to get the crowd into this
Uh-huh.
right now because they're going to be let down when he reverses it.
Yeah.
So I said, I hooked him. I had his head. I took my thumb. I went, up. I looked at the crowd, like, pick him up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. I went, up. Yeah. I'm like, okay, let's go up. Yeah. I pick him up. Yeah. I hold him. He turns, reverses, comes down behind me, and hits me with something.
Yeah.
And then the crowd, oh. But I knew if I built them up, they were going to have
Better
to
fall.
fall that much further.
Yeah.
And that's how you take them on that ride.
Yeah.
And it, like, in that match, that was one of those examples. Like, things were just flowing good. I'm like, I'm just feeling the crowd. They're
Yeah.
feeling me. And it's that flow, that intangible
Mhm.
piece of energy that
Yeah.
just starts going crazy.
Would
And
you
everybody
say-
has a great time.
Would you say that during that match, Armachain put it down, flipped it, and reversed it?
Yes, referencing mentioned it.
Sorry, I had to. As soon as you were like, I did, he reversed it, and I was like, it's just in my head.
Flipped it and reversed it.
So, circling back to kind of how we're in, like, us being, no pun intended again, in sync, and how we flow well, I think that's if you're going to be creative with someone, especially if you're trying to do it long term, you're looking for, like, it doesn't have to be a business partner, just somebody that you enjoy creating things with.
My mind immediately went to love making. When you said if you're
Yeah.
going to do it with somebody long term,
Yeah.
and then everything you said after that was sexual.
Well,
And then you said if you're trying to
you
create
need-
something.
Yeah, you need to find somebody that you jive well with.
Yeah.
That has that. You need somebody with synergy.
And
Not
with
that you
consent.
can't. Yeah. Not that you can't. Like, there are two important things when it comes to working with others in my mind. One is being able to work well with them in, like, I guess, despite issues. So like even if you're butting heads and you don't necessarily agree on things and you're just not clicking creatively, like still being able to work well with them and come finish with a product that is still great. Like I think that's important. Another thing, I think very much that synergy, like Quaid and I have that synergy too. When we get to when we start sit down and we start blocking out.
I bet you two do.
Yeah. Like we're blocking out love scenes and stuff like that. We just click really well.
Yeah.
No, like with I Survived, we just it was very much a similar process. Like boom, 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 boom. This idea, and it flowed well. And that's a good thing to have with somebody. Like if you when you're creating, or I guess anything that you're really doing, like even if you're just doing like a project for work or something, like a teammate that you click well with. I think it's important.
Well, even to that effect, like when I was in the play one time, the director, him and I jived really well.
Yeah.
Like in pro wrestling, because I've not wrestled for many other places, and it's just been me wrestling for our promotion, our organization. There's not a lot of people coming up to me critiquing me. Because the other veterans of the locker room, they're more apt to watch a younger guy's match. Yeah. They're not going to watch my match because they know
they've seen Hush Puppy 100 times.
Right. That Scottish Prince.
Yeah, Scottish Prince.
Sorry, I was just going to let it fly.
They're both Scottish. I don't know.
Yeah, whether you're a Hush Puppy or a Prince, or a Prince that likes Hush Puppies. But they're not going to flock to the curtain to see my match because I've been around and they've been around 15, 16 plus years.
Can that be a t-shirt, by the way?
What's that?
Whether you're a Hush Puppy or a Prince, you're welcome here. CS Podcast.
Aw, that's just delightful.
It's just you've just outdone yourself, Joshua. Trey Word. Goose used to call me Fredward.
Fredward?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Because his name's Fred.
Yeah. So, anyways.
But yeah, they're not really like flocking to the curtain to watch my match. They've seen me wrestle a time or two. Maybe they watch, but
you've seen one Prince, you've seen them all.
I'm sure. However, I take pride in most of my matches being quite different.
Yeah.
I typically don't have the same match because I don't wrestle that often.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no excuse for me to go out and do the same moves over and over.
I respect that. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I can at least do myself that piece of justice by changing it up. Anyways, my point was that I don't get a lot of direction.
Yeah.
So whenever I was in the play, I had a director. And while I was hoping somebody would screw up in the middle of the play so I could ad-lib to help recover it, which happened, and I was able to do that, so that was fun. But him giving me direction, like him and I just work so well together. He goes, okay, when you perform that, he goes, maybe have your leg do this and your right shoulder come forward like this and your face really turn this way. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's perfect. And so being just directed a little bit, I'm more than willing to just fully commit.
Yeah.
So I'll do it and he goes, perfect. Like I heard, like him and I jived so well together, just having direction.
It's a cool thing if you've never had that.
Like some kind of creative.
It's such an interesting
synergy happen.
Yeah. Like it's a different feeling, and it almost like, for me, I never noticed it until I look back on it. And I was like, damn, we
work good together.
Yeah, like it just happened.
Yeah.
I'm never in the moment going. Typically, I'm never in the moment going. This is like we're working well together. Like it just like I'm so focused on
the task.
That we're whatever we're working on.
Yeah.
Look back on it like, damn, that was good.
The whole time we were, it's almost like the new norm. Whenever we're working together now, and it's just flowing, and we're like, that's gonna look amazing.
Yeah,
this is gonna be great. That is really funny for whatever reason. I'm not even really surprised anymore.
Yeah, it just kind of is.
Well, and it's not that we've done a lot of videos like that.
No.
Literally the second one.
Yeah.
But we've had so many discussions that I can already see panning out and playing out. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be gold.
Yeah.
And we've proven it to ourselves that it can be gold.
Yep.
On two separate occasions with these two videos now because they turned out so well. And we have so much.
Yeah.
We have so much more to do.
Yep.
We're literally just getting started. So the goal moving forward, if we are in agreement on it, is potentially a project a week.
Nope.
All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our series of podcasts. This is the last episode. Trey just quit.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Josh, this is my 2 weeks notice. So, yeah.
We got to make these next 2 videos really good.
No, I agree. Some kind of video a week. It doesn't have to be. I like the idea and the I guess lack of pressure that it doesn't have to be like a 5-minute video. It doesn't have to be a 1-minute video. It could be 10 seconds. Just something stupid.
Yeah, whatever
I think one of the best videos we put out, and I might be a little biased on it, but it's you in the fucking car and TikTok going down, banging it down. Huh? Like that's one of my. That's gold. It's like it's 3-4 seconds, but the rewatchability on that because it just like it's so funny. It's so good. And I think that's an underrated video.
Oh.
And it's seriously, it's 4 seconds. It's so bite-sized and so easily digestible. Like,
That's true. Well, thank you.
and I like that I like that we're all over the spectrum like that. Like you've got like what? You just look concerned.
No, I'm just.
Oh,
I checked that computer screen probably way too much.
I would if but it's noticeable if I do it.
Yeah.
But I love that we're all over the spectrum with that as far as like we've got little bite-sized 4, 5, 15-second videos. We've got an hour and a half to 2 hour, 3 hour podcasts. You know, we've got a minute-long video. Like the durations and like the fact that we can make content of any length, I think, and it be, in my opinion, entertaining and watchable. I think that's, I don't know. I think we're fortunate in that.
I think that's what you and I needed because we wanted. There's so much stuff that you and I enjoyed doing, producing, creating, making, whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of tough to niche down.
Well, and like I think that's my favorite thing about just the Create Shit brand in general, is it's all encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to go and create shit and us be pirates and do a video of us being pirates, we could do that. We could do a baking video. I could run you how to bake a fucking cake, you know. Or the next video could be, you know, me fucking a Roman candle.
Yeah, exactly.
Know? Like it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Or all of those things.
All of them. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. The beauty of this brand.
Because at the end of it, what's the goal? It's to entertain.
Yeah.
So if you can look back at a video of you showing me how to bake something,
yeah,
and you humping a Roman candle,
yeah,
and it comes together, and it's like, why do those two things go together so well?
why did it work?
And we laugh at it, and other people laugh at it. That was the goal.
Yep.
That's why I enjoyed Balloon Shop. It made no sense half of the time, but there is a large audience. So A-Game Austin Jordan.
Yep.
I showed him the Christmas video.
That's just
Jesse was with me. Jesse kind of laughed.
Yeah.
And Austin Jordan, he didn't laugh one bit.
Really?
Oh, he looked at it, did not crack a smile, and just at the end of it, he goes, "You lost me, fellas." He's like, "You lost me."
Yeah.
It was his polite way of saying,
Yeah.
I didn't find that funny at all.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, he didn't have to.
No.
Because they have, like, to this day, the channel's still up.
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know if they're past 1 million, if there was just hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but those videos have millions of views.
Yeah.
There was quite an audience for that stuff. And you don't have to be, like, there's not going to be one piece of content that everybody likes.
Yeah.
There's going to be people who don't like it.
And that's what's great about Create Shit is we're not bolted down to one piece. Like we could do.
You might like half of our stuff and hate the other.
Yeah, and like we're not shoehorned into any specific category or genre. Hell, we could shoot a dramatic short film tomorrow and post it, and it not be funny at all. It might make you cry.
That's a good point.
And it's great because we have the power to do that because it fits within what we're doing.
It does.
I think I like that freedom. It's almost scary in a way, not having
boundaries.
Like there's no like, oh, where's your direction? like, because there does come a point where you have, like, there's so much freedom, it's like, shit, what do I do? Like, you need a little bit of
It's almost
direction.
scary.
Yeah, but at
Like
the
you
same
said.
time, like, I love the boundless just expanse that we have to just create. We could drop an album tomorrow if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It could
And
be
it
like
would
a
be
polka
weird.
folk album. You guys would be like, what?
Polka folk.
Yeah.
It would have to be called Polka Folka.
Polka folka?
Polka
Hey,
Folka.
polka folka.
Hey, Polka Folka.
But you get what I'm saying?
on
Like,
this side of the neighborhood.
but you feel me? Like, we could literally do anything. And I think that's the we could go out and shoot a movie tomorrow. You could see us in theaters.
That's right.
Yeah,
You could.
you could.
I don't know if you will.
It's highly unlikely, but we could.
I mean, while we tend to stick to comedy,
Yeah,
like that's gonna be
that's kind of our bread and butter, if you will. That's well,
yeah.
I think that's what we lean more towards.
Or if you're me, your broccoli and carrots.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of our, like, I lean more towards comedy. I enjoy comedies. I like humor. Like, I deal with everything with humor. That's just how I am.
Eileen, I heard she's a waitress down at the IHOP.
Yeah, Eileen.
Yeah, because she's only got one
I think
leg.
Brian had a thing for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a thing for.
Cece's Pizza Lady? Was that him?
Yeah, Cece's
Oh, I
Pizza
remember that
Lady. There's
story.
Cece's Pizza Lady. There's Denny's Lady. I think there's a lady at IHOP probably.
Oh, good for Brian.
Yeah,
Shoot your shot.
that was years ago.
Anyways,
Anyways.
we digress.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's what I'm most excited about. It's just the freedom to do whatever we want, whenever.
Well, we have the freedom to decide on what our next video is going to be on because I guess it will be due. I don't know. When would you like to drop our project a week? When should we do that?
I don't know. You want to batch a couple so that we don't miss a week? If we batch a couple, we at least have theoretically more than a week to shoot.
Well, you never know with me, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might be smart to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea though. Like, I like just, I don't know, creating.
Well, and then people can discover us more easily
Yeah.
if you put it out there. I mean, it's not just for our benefit to grow.
Yeah.
It's for people's benefit to be entertained.
Yeah.
We are providing a service.
Yeah.
That sounds so arrogant for me
That's
to
very
say.
arrogant.
We are. I mean, that's what I want to do. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
It
I
makes
agree.
It makes me happy if somebody watches our video,
Mm-hmm.
the Happy Birthday America video,
Yeah.
and just having Ryan tell me on the phone.
Leg
So-
cramp.
Oh God!
My thigh. Ow.
Trey is dying currently. Rub it out, man.
Not on camera.
It's
And I don't think it would help. It's in my leg.
rub your leg.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna stay on the rest of the podcast. All my creative juices, they're stifled.
You're cramping. It's all in your leg.
It's right there in my thigh.
Bottle it if you can. If that's where your creative juices are.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know where that came from. I need electrolytes.
I'd offer you water, but I drank all mine. I'm completely hydrated.
Yeah. Whew. All right. I'm gonna sit down and leave that leg alone. All right, we're just gonna leave that extended the rest of the show.
All right,
All
man.
right, that came out of nowhere. Anyways, what were we talking about?
I think we need to talk about your hydration
Poor health.
moving forward and your
Electrolytes.
magnesium
My magnesium
levels moving
I don't
forward.
know. I'm not a nutritionist.
Yeah. I'm not a brain scientist. I'm not even a rocket surgeon.
Yeah. So, where were we? Sorry, I derailed us.
That's okay. You didn't ask for that.
No, I didn't.
I
Give
enjoyed
it back
it.
if I could.
I enjoyed it though.
I
Oh,
didn't.
I was talking about providing a service.
Oh yeah.
Because we are so almighty.
Yeah.
No, that's what I enjoy. Having Ryan tell me on the phone.
Yeah.
That it was the best thing we've put out.
Yeah.
You had Brian
Yeah.
and Ryan.
Yep.
Um,
We ride.
him telling you that it's the best thing you've done.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool. Like, that makes me
Yeah.
happy. That makes me happy that they enjoyed it. They're like, that is hilarious.
And that goes to show too, like, if you're sitting here thinking about creating, you're like, man, I gotta get a camera, I gotta get blah blah blah. Like, I shot it all on my phone.
And it looks amazing.
Now, granted, my phone shoots 4K. Your phone may not shoot 4K, but as long as it's high def, who cares?
And if the quality is good enough, people will.
Content quality.
Content quality is good enough. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The people will come.
Yeah, they'll
Market
enjoy it.
good enough, and it's just go to town, man.
Yeah.
If it's good enough, people will watch. If it's not, go back to the drawing board.
Yep. So let's dive real back in a little bit more to the, I guess, because we were talking about the video and going through the creative process of doing it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to dive a little bit into, I guess, like post and wrapping up the scenes.
Yes.
And also, I think it's important, which I'm very bad at and I need to get better at, is getting into a flow as far as from shot to shot.
Okay.
Because I feel like we wasted some time. Like, we could have shot a little bit more, but we wasted time because I was going, okay, what if we shot this, and then having to set up. Like, if I was a little more efficient and planning as far as like, okay, since we're here at the pool, we'll shoot this shot, this shot, this shot. Like, like, I don't know. I could stand to be a little bit better in regards to that, because we kind of got there and we're like, okay, well, where do we start? What shots do we start with? Like, if we had gone in with a little bit more clear of a game plan.
Yeah. And I think that's where I get anxious about not knowing what we're going to do when we get there, because I feel like you're right. That's where time gets wasted.
Yep.
Because when you're in the moment and you're there, you're so in the moment and you're focused.
Yeah.
The whole creative process that you had before almost seems to fizzle out.
Yeah.
Any time I've ever shot anything, if you don't have that game plan when you're not pressured.
Yeah.
Like, we were there was a small sense of pressure.
Yeah.
Because we were running out of daylight. We wanted to do some stuff in the daylight.
Yeah.
And the pressure was on, and we didn't have it like nailed down and buttoned up.
Yeah.
So
I think that's very important when you're going into this creative process, is to figure out what the hell it is you're going to do when you get there. You know, you need a roadmap.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. And I think that would have flowed a little better from shot to shot.
And if things come up sporadically, they just do, like the water fountain thing.
Yeah.
We knew we wanted to sit in the lounge chairs.
Yeah.
But there might be things that don't come up until you actually get there.
Yep. And I think it's important, if you have the time, and obviously we're doing this for free, but if you're working on a budget, if you have the time and the budget allotted to be able to do something like that, like, oh, hold on, let me just get this quick fountain shot. Roll with that kind of stuff. You never know what might come up.
Right.
But obviously, you know, it's like, well, no, we've got to move to this, like, it's 2:15 and we've got to be there at 2:20 and it takes, 2 minutes to walk across this field. Like, I don't have time to get this shot. Like, whatever the stipulation may be. If you don't have time, or you don't have the budget or whatever it may be, like, obviously, like, within realistic expectations, try and roll with that kind of stuff. I think that's important. Stuff like that can kind of come up that you never would have thought of in the production, like pre-production, like storyboard planning phase.
That's so true. And I think different personalities will have different takes on that and behave differently. So if you're a very type A person and you let's just say you are shooting on site somewhere, and you get there and you know what you want to do, and then someone makes a suggestion, try to mentally be flexible enough that you're not, well, that wasn't in the plans. Yeah, that's a great way to kill.
Or that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, even like, so that's another thing too, is like sometimes it just when it's executed, it's so much better than like it's like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna be a little fountain. Like, you can kind of listen to it and be like, that sounds kind of dumb. Like, it doesn't. I didn't think it did, but I could see somebody going, that sounds dumb. But like, executed, it looked great and it was funny.
Man, can I tell? Have I told you about the donut stick videos?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I would get so frustrated because my wife and her family, we would get there to the beach, and we took an annual beach trip or whatever, and we started making. I won't explain what the donut stick videos are, but basically it was kind of I don't know. We started talking about, like, her granddad always, like, they always kept donut sticks at the beach. Yeah. It's like they never ate them year round. Yeah. It was just at the beach. And they went so fast because everybody loved them. Yeah. I'm like, there's one donut stick left. And I had this idea to make a little short video of the whole family getting involved.
Yeah.
And it was just shot. It was just one little shot.
Yeah.
Just one camera angle, and it just it
Yeah.
worked out beautifully. So we did that like 4 years in a row, and my in-laws started getting recognized in Walmart.
Yeah.
And Pickett's. Like there was 2 or 3 occasions where people walked up and said, "Are you Dawn and Steve?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "My friend is related to so and so who knows so and so, and they shared that video with me.
Yeah.
You guys are hilarious." It really started
That's
to get
awesome.
that big, and I can't tell you the amount of times where I would suggest something, and somebody out of the whole group
Yeah.
would go, I could tell they just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think you're getting what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just do it. And they're like, okay, what?
Well, that touches on another issue altogether, is too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, I'd like to think that I had some kind of pull when it came to directing.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do it this way, this way, this way. And it would get shot down by, most of the time, by one person in particular.
Yeah.
And just, what? No, that's just, no. I would get that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
But then we would do it. We would somehow, okay, what is it you want to do?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay, all right, guys, everybody come here. Let's do it this way. And I'm like, just trust me.
Yeah.
We would watch it back. Everybody would howl, laughing. And it would be one of the best parts of the video.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Just try it.
Apology,
Yeah.
maybe?
Be open to trying things.
Like, do you remember what you said about it? And that happened so many times.
Yeah.
And it was so bad to the point, at like year 4, you would think I would stop being doubted.
Yeah.
But it kept happening, and then it would be done a totally different way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you're not happy with that, are you? No, it just looks bad. I'm like, maybe consider trying it my way.
Yeah.
Not that my way is the end-all, be-all, but yes.
At least be open to other avenues.
Right, let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It might be gold. Like, there's been things that you said, you're like, let's do it this way, and I just didn't see it, and it wasn't my original thought, and I'm like, it could very well kick the crap out of my idea.
Yeah.
So let's try that. And we would do it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, let's stick with that. But that made me sound really arrogant, but if you knew who I was having to work with on that situation, you would know why.
You'd sympathize.
You would sympathize massively.
So, yeah, I think talking about that was kind of in the like when you're in the flow of things, try, if you have the time or the monetary resources to do so, excessive resources to be able to try like a shot, a different shot, different way. That goes for lines too. Hey, can I say it this way instead?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's a touchy subject. It depends. Like as a writer myself, if I'm writing something and you read it and then like it doesn't translate well to spoken word, it sounds better written, but when it's spoken, it sounds kind of awkward if you want to change a line. Like I'm open to that kind of stuff. I know different writers have different takes on that. Like you shouldn't change my work or whatever. Like that's kind of like a writer thing.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person like I'm open to. Oh, you want to change that? Okay, yeah, change the script a little bit as long as it still gets the same meaning and conveys the same thing. Like that's fine. Probably write a script. We never do scripts, but our videos aren't like. They're more of a sketch, like kind of an improvisation, like sketch. Like we kind of come up with a general idea, and that's how I've always kind of worked. Even Quaid and I did that. Is like like a script is not really our thing, but you know, script is important. Like I could see that depending on what it is that you are working on a script. But getting into like the post production and like on the back end of things, like when you're editing, I don't know, man. Like if you're confident enough in your editing skills, I say trust your gut. That's probably my biggest piece of advice when it comes to creativity, and try it. You know, as long as you're not on some kind of time crunch, you need it done by tomorrow at 8 a.m. You know, you've got time. Like that, like let's flip it in reverse. The water spout, like that was just on the whim. I was just like, it needs to be in reverse. Mm-hmm. Just something. I was in there editing, and I was in the moment, and it just kind of spoke to me. I was like, it just needs to be in reverse.
And it worked beautifully.
Yeah,
You let somebody else see it.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it. I thought, that's great.
Yeah.
And, I'm a little biased when it comes to our stuff. Like,
Yeah.
most everything's going to look good to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty... I can be critical.
We need that.
Yeah, I try to not...
I'm very critical, but like, so I'll do it like the line. So we even had to go into, that's what I was going to get into, like what we did in post. Like we even, like, I scrapped the audio.
Right.
Yeah, like none of the audio other than the ball hitting is original audio.
Right, me talking, which the way you did it is just mind-blowing to me because it looks like I'm legitimately talking.
Oh, you were.
Well...
I'm sitting here pulling fucking sound bites from past episodes to build your voice.
Yeah, just to put that sentence together.
When I could have just asked you.
That drink would. You.
Yeah. When I could have just asked you to record it for me. But no, like, I ran into that issue. Like, I listened to the audio post. I was like, this sucks. Like, this is not good audio. And I had sound effects and stuff from my Spook You days, so I added in and built like the ambience of, like, it sounds like you're outside and you've got kind of a little bit of a light breeze. Even if you listen, I think I put some cars going by, so that it just kind of added to just, it sounded natural.
Dude, it's so natural. I mean, that's what's crazy about those videos. Like, that was a minute, how many seconds?
Minute 15, minute 13, something like that.
Minute 15-second video, and people, like, how many hours do you think went into that?
Oh God!
I mean, when you think about me driving to Old Navy, driving back.
Well, if you take it from the stages of initial conception,
the discussion, at the beginning,
and you're talking. We talked about it for probably 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You drove to Old Navy, did all that. Nothing really panned out there, other than I got my NSYNC T-shirt. Let's see.
That's the only reason I drove out.
Yeah. We got to my parents.
There was a lot of discussion there. You had to recruit Shane to be a
cameraman.
cameraman.
I was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I was like, gonna be a cameraman? He's like, sure.
I mean, we were at the pool the whole time. Like,
yeah. So I mean, you're talking. We probably spent 2 or 3 hours out there shooting by the pool.
At least.
Because we would set up and then we'd move stuff. We were having to move props, and then it was like the thing we had to save the jumping in the pool for last.
Yeah.
Because we needed to be dry for all the other
obvious
shots.
reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was kind of like a workaround. Like, okay, what do we need to get in before do we need any other final shots? Anything else that we want to do? No. Are we sure? No other ideas? Okay, then we're going to do the pool shot. Like, really having to make sure, And then the pool shot became a thing of its own once we got in the pool and we were wet. And I was like, Shane, go get me that's another thing. Be flexible. I was like, Shane, go get me a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
He brought me a Ziploc bag. I threw my phone in it, took all the air out of it, and then I got some underwater shots. They weren't super crisp, but it worked.
It just worked that there was one kind of grainy, foggy shot of you diving in and flipping off the camera.
Yeah.
It just worked. It's like, America, here you go.
Yeah. So that was probably like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And then the next day we shot. And then I came home and immediately started piecing stuff together.
That's right.
So I had probably an hour and a half of editing that night. So we're already up, what, like 4 hours?
At least
4 or 5 hours.
My drive time to talk. Oh no, we're over 5. We're well over 5 hours.
And then the next day we woke up. I had to wash all the clothes, get the chlorine out of them, dry them off, and
for continuity purposes.
Yeah, so we had the same clothes because we didn't save the pool shot for the very last, so we still needed dry shots.
Laundry.
Yeah, laundry
played a factor in this.
And then we went out. We probably spent like an hour and a half getting the other shots.
Roughly,
the
Me on the
shot
roof.
of you on my roof, the shot of you choking on your drink.
On my drink.
Shot the whole picnic table thing.
The whole picnic table. You brought your guitar and your amp outside.
Yeah.
The day before we did it, the first shot we got was you burning your hand on the grill.
Oh yeah, that was at my house. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I mean, we spent, like you said, an hour and a half.
And then in post,
well, no, the eagle shot, the green screen.
Oh, that took forever.
We had to get chairs.
Yeah.
And cover it up with the green screen.
Yeah.
And that was a whole.
That was
sort of a cluster.
Yeah. We almost scrapped that show. Not scrapped it, but changed it. Like,
Changed it totally.
I wanted it, like, in my head, I had a full body, like, you could see our feet dangling, how it is in the video. I was like, that's how I saw it.
That's exactly how I saw it, too.
But as we started getting into it and the logistics of things, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I don't know how this is going to look, how I'm going to be able to cut it out. And I started to rotoscope in After Effects. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a bitch. If you do know what I'm talking about, you know my pain. And then, even then, I kind of, like, I'm not going to lie, I skimped on the rotoscoping because I got through parts of it and I was like, that's good enough. Like, it's going to be kind of small. It's almost funnier that it does look a little shitty. Like it's believable enough.
Yeah.
Now, you may not see it as much as I do, but, like, me looking at it, I see all the glaring issues. I'm like, okay, like, I see this, I see that, I see this.
The only thing I think I noticed was, like, right behind me or right above my arm, just the green screen.
That's it? That's
just
all you
the
notice?
green screen, little ripple.
Yeah, that's all you notice?
When I watched that video, yeah.
Good.
I'm looking at
That's great.
I'm looking at me and you. Honestly, like, now I'm going to look for more.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to point any, I don't want to start, like, telling people, because then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, then they'll notice it. But if you've watched it and didn't notice anything, now go back and really look at it with a critical eye, pause it. You could, I mean, I half-assed that because I was like, first of all, I was kind of on a deadline. I was like, well, we had talked about releasing it the day after. I was like, it is the day after. I still had to go, we had to go eat, we went bowling. So we finished this up in 2 days. We did it in a 2-day shoot. I worked from, noon to, I got back at like 7 on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we went out to eat at 5:30, and then I got home at like 9:30 Monday, and it was posted at like 10.
Right.
10:30.
So, I mean, you're looking at, I mean, we're in the neighborhood of anywhere from 6 to 7 hours.
So, like,
think about it all.
So
for a minute
and
15 seconds.
Yeah. And I say that to say that, like, it's not like I had all day to work on it. So that's why, like, when it comes to the rotoscope, like, I had shit that I had to do, and I was like, no, I gotta skip on this. Like, I need to make it look as good as I can. That's believable. That looks funny, and that's that. Yeah. So you had that whole thing in and of itself. The eagle itself took easily an hour and a half, 2 hours between editing and shooting.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And for
it to be 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds worth of video that you saw.
Yeah. But that's one thing. When I let David watch it, he came back with, "Oh my God, you and him on the eagle."
The eagle is my favorite part. Like, that was when I thought of this video. I was like, it has to be us on an eagle. I was like, I don't know how we do it. Like, I mean, I knew how, but I was like, I don't know, like,
as soon as you said it, I had an image.
Yeah, I was like, it has to happen. Like, there's like, it can't not happen.
Yeah.
What about a minute, hour and 24 minutes?
Well, if you're David, it's a minute 24.
Yeah, minute 24.
Oh my God. That's
debacle. All that to say is, it was a good, like, when you're looking at this and you see these videos and you go, well, I'm going to shoot this, 30-second video of whatever. It's not gonna be a 30-second shoot.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a 20-minute shoot.
I was trying to throw up something. My original thought was, I'm gonna throw up something quick that we can release on 4th of July.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, we did something so much better.
We transcended.
It was so much better, so much more creative, so much more fun. I mean, just being able to get in front of a camera and do that. That's what I live for. That is like the like energy juice to just, like, I don't know. And the beauty of it is we can take these things and we can chop them up and push them out to Twitter, to TikTok, to whatever the crap it is we want to put it out to, and make many more opportunities for people to be entertained.
Yep. So with that being said, talking about entertainers, we'll transition over into our content creator of the week, and then follow-up question: did you still want to do the Ryan voicemail segment? We kind of fucked around with it there at the beginning. I couldn't get it to work, and then we just never did it.
I don't know. I think I hear my phone ringing now, and new incoming voicemail.
Oh.
And then I'll let you put that in post.
Okay. Well, you pull that up, you get that voicemail locked and loaded, and I'm going to go over and find Maskino's profile.
Okay. I found one from September 4th, 2020. Unable to transcribe. It's 32 seconds.
Those are my favorite.
Let me...
With that reaction right there, I don't know what he's saying, but I'm excited. Is it money? Is it worth it? He said, "Love you, bye."
That was so good.
Well, let's hear it, big boy.
Okay. Hopefully... It's doing it again.
Doing it again.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. While people wait around to hear that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Maskino while you're figuring that out.
You go right ahead.
So Maskino is a creator on YouTube and also on Twitch. According to his bio, internet dad to all and lovable jerk. I do voice acting and narrations, mainly horror narration, and then he has his links and an email where you can reach him. So he does do horror narrations. I'm going to go over to his channel really quick because I don't remember exactly his, like when he... Okay, so he just had one a week ago he put out called Midnight Kidnapping. So he is still putting out content. I know he had talked about it. I talked to him on stream a couple of nights ago. I joined him like I was on it. I tuned in. And we got talking about it, and he said he had kind of taken a little bit of a break himself because I'm also taking a break to spook you. And so he hadn't uploaded in a while. But it looks like he did upload a week ago, Midnight Kidnapping. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be Maskino on YouTube. And we will post all those links in the show description. And then if you like watching games and things like that, he also streams on Twitch. I'm trying to find out. I know he's got a link here somewhere. I believe it's Maskino TV at Twitch. I think I said that earlier. The other night I watched him stream Risk of Rain 2. I'm not sure what else he streams, but I do know it looks like it's something that he's getting back into. Apparently he had streamed for a little while and then took a break, and now he's kind of getting back into it. Because when I talked to him the other night on stream, he said his first stream back was only like a week prior to that. So he's only been doing it. He's only been back doing that for 2 weeks. He's also picked up drawing, which blew me away because I told him on stream. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up drawing." I was like, "Why did I think that you already drew?" But he has. You can kind of keep up to date with that kind of progress on his channel. Not his channel, on his Twitter. You can find him on Twitter at Maskino YT, or Maskino YouTube. So yeah, make sure you go check him out, give him a follow, check out his links, watch him on Twitch. He streams some pretty cool games. He's a really cool dude, really chill. I had the pleasure of hanging out with him at HorrorCon VR, where he flew me around. He was Boba Fett. He had a little Boba Fett avatar, cool. And he put me on his back and flew me around. So we hung out a good bit there. I see that you sent me the audio. So.
Yes, but I would like to say anybody who considers themselves a dad to the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, go check out their content. Go hang out with them. Just to maybe learn something, or just have if you want what sounds like a safe place to watch and be entertained.
Yeah,
I encourage you to check that out because that's what I personally like to offer. Whenever I stream, I want it to be a safe place. I want people to feel like they can come in. The chat's going to be friendly.
Yeah.
And hey, you want some advice? Yeah. I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
I done seen it, and it sounds like they're the same way. So I personally,
it really is. Like he's such a wholesome guy. Like aside from like whatever about content creating, whatever, like Maskino. From the bits that I've been able to hang out with him and spend time, he's such a down-to-earth, wholesome guy.
Yeah.
Like, just super chill, and just, I don't know, like, he's just a good dude.
And that's
like,
what
he brings, like, very, very positive, like, a very positive attitude, very upbeat. Yeah.
And who doesn't need more of that in today's flipping world?
All right.
So I sent it to you because I've closed it out. I've went back to it. I've pressed the speaker off and on. It will not give me the speaker.
Okay. Well,
so hopefully that's loud enough.
without further ado.
Shut up, little bitch. I was calling to see if you wanted to play some Warzone. Some free for a couple hours. Yeah, man. So just, call me back. Or just keep sucking Phil's dick, whatever you're doing. I don't give a fuck.
Give a fuck.
Just call me back because I'm bored. I need somebody.
I'm bored and I need somebody.
That was September
You said 2020.
September 4th. September 4th, 2020.
That was good.
That is why we have Ryan's voicemail segment.
I like this.
Because I started going like this to my voicemails and went.
Somebody had performance anxiety earlier today. They couldn't get it up.
They couldn't get the voice up. Sure couldn't.
No, they couldn't. No, he choked. I was afraid that was going to happen.
And I have that voicemail too.
Oh, do you? You gonna send it to me? You could try it. You can send it to me.
Yeah,
Oh, is it good?
I'll send you that one. Well, it ends funny enough.
Too much pressure, man. He's gonna crumble under that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna be a part of the Create Shit podcast. You gotta keep your A game all the time.
That's it. He was calling me, and the call like canceled out or something.
Yeah.
Or something happened, and it like went to my voicemail quicker than other times.
Yeah.
So I called him back, and at the end of it, he's leaving me the voicemail, and he goes, "Oh, well, there you are now." And
Well, just waiting.
It's so funny because I'm like, Ryan's not gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep rolling on like usual. But now he knows he has to leave it for the.
There's pressure for the fans.
He literally has probably 4 months before he has to leave me a new one.
Yeah.
Because I've got
true.
content.
There we go. Just crank this up.
I was going to leave you a voicemail for the podcast, but, don't. Oh, here you are. Speak of the fucker.
Speaking of fucker. That salvaged it. That was pretty good.
Even he was like, I was gonna leave you one, but I couldn't think of anything. And then it's that. It was organic.
Yeah.
That's what makes his.
That's why we love Ryan.
That's it.
I mean, there are multiple other reasons, but that's one of the many reasons.
So many other reasons. No, but yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed that Ryan voicemail segment and Creator of the Week.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tasty treat of just informative podcast.
I feel like
we usually don't get that. It was pretty entertaining too. We usually don't get that deep.
I feel like we did what we should be doing.
Yeah,
every week.
We set out to do that in the beginning, and then along the way we just kind of hit fuck it. And,
yeah. What's beautiful about that though is as we do this,
Mhm.
as we create these projects week by week, we're going to grow. We're going to learn. We'll have experiences to draw from, and it'll just be a journey and an adventure in and of itself.
Yeah,
not.
That's what you got. That's what you get, guys. You got a front row ticket to watch our journey.
Watch the journey.
You can watch us blossom into beautiful butterflies.
Yeah, or just flaming hot pieces of turds. With that,
I feel like that's got to be something now.
Flaming hot pieces of turds.
Yeah,
not a turd, but a piece of a turd.
That's it. Oh, it'll be a cooking It'll be a cooking video.
What?
Yeah. So
I ain't cooking no turd, man.
It'll be chocolate. It'll be flaming hot Cheetos. Crush them up, and you coat like a Reese's in it, or like a Snickers.
A flaming hot piece of turd.
A flaming hot piece of turd, and we'll teach you how to make it.
Peanut butter turds.
Yeah.
Hot peanut butter turds. Make little doo-doo balls.
See, you can come up with any little goat turds.
Little goat turds.
Quick segue. Fun fact: Ian, my best friend growing up, him and his cousin Vincent. So Vincent's cousin, Vincent that we've had on the podcast. Vincent's
That's
cousin.
Ian's
Ian.
cousin?
Yeah. So Ian was like my best friend growing up.
Oh my, that's a fun fact for me.
I remember them telling me that they didn't like Cocoa Puffs growing up because they look like goat turds. So I just wanted to throw that out there. They just look like goat turds. Like it looks unappetizing.
Does it look like goat turds?
You ever seen goat turds?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Little balls. They look like Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, no, not Pebbles. Not Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyways,
so they are not cuckoo for goat turds.
They are not cuckoo for goat doo-doo.
Cuckoo for
Goat doo-doo.
That's fun to say.
Cuckoo for goat doo-doo.
I invite you, whether you're watching or listening, or
5
both,
times fast.
just say cuckoo for goat doo-doo. It's so much fun. That's got to be in the title.
That's the title of this episode. Cuckoo for goat doo-doo.
In an educational.
I was about to say this is the most educational episode that we've had. That's the title.
We're gonna call it education on. Wait, what was it? I just said something and it rhymed. Education, creation, education.
Yeah.
And cuckoo for goat doo doo.
Yes.
That's what it needs to be called.
Yeah.
Education, creation. Creation, education.
Creation, education, parentheses, Cocoa goat doo-doos. Cuckoos for cuckoo cachoo. Find my way back to the big old blue.
All right, with that being said, I've been the Scottish Hush Puppy, and I got some food to go eat.
And until then, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.
Oh.
Create shit. Build anything. Make it real.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort, stacking penny stocks